Good morning students. Welcome to today's class. I am teaching you about chapter 3 more about MS Access. So how to create a database, what is form, what is query, what is report. Today I will explain you. In chapter 3 also, chapter 2 also I have explained you about MS Access. So MS Access is a RDBMS, relational database management system. So what is query? Query, last class I have told you about query. Query means suppose you are asking any question answers or any doubt, that is query. So while creating, you can create two tables in MS Access, and from that two table you can ask some queries. You can ask some doubts or queries, or you want to know about something, that is called query. Next, I have explained you how to create a query on multiple tables, how you can set a relationship between table, and how to delete relationship between table. Everything I have told you. So today we will learn about form and report. So what is a form? You must have seen form, fill in the blanks form, online forms you must have seen. So form is a graphical representation of table. Form is a graphical representation of table. We can add, update records in our table by using a form. So you can add and update records in a table by using a form. Form can have different name from the table. It is based on, so form can have different name from the table it is based on. They both still manipulate the same information and same extract data. Hence, if we change a record in a form, it will be change the tables as well. So form can have different name for the table it is based on. It, suppose it is based on different name. You want to know about any marks or anything, you can give. So form provides an easy to use graphical interface to the user of the database to modify the existing records and add new records in the table. Any changes that you make to the data in the form also get reflected in the concerned tables. So how to create a form? So to create a form, the steps are given below. Select the table or query in the navigation pane that you want to use as the data or source for the form. First, select the table or query. Click in the create tab. Create tab in the forms group. Select form button. A new form will open in the layout view. So a form has three views: form layout, form view, layout view, and design. Three types of view. So when a new form is created, it defaults by default open in layout view, so that you can adjust layout of various fields as per our requirement. So by default it opens in layout view. You can adjust in according to your requirement. So layout view, design view, and form view. Three types of views are there. When a new form is created, it opens in layout view and we can adjust. In the form view, we can only view and edit the data, but we cannot change its layout. So only we can edit the data, but you cannot change its layout. You can click on the various fields and drag them to change their position on the form. So you can click on the various fields and drag them to change their position in the view. In this way, you can change the appearance of the text. Click on Save button on the Quick Access toolbar and save the form any name as you like. So you can give any name as you like. So click on the Save button on the Quick Access toolbar. Save the form by any name as you like. Whatever name you want, you can save the form by any name as you like. Now in this way you can create a form and you can save a form. Now once you have saved a form object, its icon will appear in the navigation pane. You can double click on this icon to open the form anytime later on. So it is appear on the navigation pane, you can double click on it. Now components of the form screen. A form screen is very simple. In fact, the entire concept of a form is to keep it uncluttered so that it can be easily used. So let us get familiarized with the main components of the form screen. So children, you have to draw this diagram. So form screen is very simple. The entire concept of form is to keep it uncluttered, means it should not be cluttered anywhere so that it can be easily used. First one, title bar showing the form title. Second one, the caption, labels, field names that describe the data entered in the text box. Now this is a text box where the data is entered and is linked to the fields in the table, and this is the navigation control button. You can see previous, next, record. Navigation control buttons used to move within the records of the table. So children, you have to draw this diagram. First one is the title bar showing the form title, and next one, captions are given, science, maths. So caption, labels or field names that describe the data entered in the text box. And this one is the navigation control button used to move within the records of the table. Suppose you want to move within the records of the table, so navigation button is used. So this diagram you have to draw. It is given in page number 45. Now navigation between records. The form window behaves like user-friendly display. The form window behaves like user-friendly display. We can view and move through the various records by using the different navigation buttons situated at the bottom of the form window. So you have to draw this diagram in your notebook. It is given in page number 45. So this is first record, this is previous record, this one is next record, this is last record. Suppose you want to view the last record, you will click here. This is next record, this is new record. If you want to add new record, then you can click on it. So form behaves like user friendly display. We can view or move through the various records by using different navigation buttons situated at the bottom of the form window. So this diagram you have to do. It is given in page number 45, navigation between records. Now your homework, one activity is given there, page number 44. You have to do that one also. Next, editing records through a form. To edit records using form, we need to view in the form view. In the form view, we can easily edit the existing records. Suppose the records, we can easily edit the existing records by making them active on the screen, making the required changes and then clicking on the next button. The steps to edit the records are given below. Clear? To edit the records using the form, we need to view in the form view. In the form view, we can easily edit the existing records by making them active on the screen, making the required changes, then clicking on the next button. The steps to edit the records. What are the steps? We can edit the records. The steps are given. It is given in page number 46. Open the home tab, click on the view button, drop down arrow, select the form view from the list displayed, click to bring the cursor in the next box. In the text box, make the necessary changes to the data. Here we have changed student name from Paras Gupta to Paras Kumar Gupta. So here we have changed student name from Paras Gupta to Paras Kumar Gupta. Move the data in the next field by pressing the tab key or clicking on the mouse. So next field by tab key, or save the changes by clicking on the save button on the quick access toolbar. Tip: be careful while changing the data in a form, as these changes will also be reflected in the table that is linked in the form. So one activity is given on page number 46. You have to do that activity. True, false, it is related to forms. So you have to do that activity. That is your homework. It is given in page number 46. Now report. While completing everything, we have to give a report. So what is report? Report is an effective way of presenting the data stored in a table or query in a printed format. The report object allows us to control the way the data is displayed when it is printed on a paper. So suppose report, you want to print the report. So report is the printed output. The data is displayed on the printed form is known as reports. The reports group of the create tab shows the various options to create report objects. So here we will use report wizard to create a report. Creating a report using report wizard. Let us learn how to create report in MS Access. To display the records of the marks table, open the required database, click on the create tab. Now open the required database, click on the create tab. Second step in the reports group, click on the report wizard button to start the report wizard. In this step, the report wizard, you will be asked to select the table query and the fields that you want to display in the records. Select mark statement query table. Now select the mark statement query table. Select the fields from under the available field section as shown in the picture. Then clicking on the greater than button to transfer the selected buttons. To transfer all the fields together, you can click on this button in the report wizard. When you have transferred all the fields that you want to display in the report wizard, click on the next button. So click on the next button. When you have transferred all the fields that you want to display in the records, click on the next button to move over to the next step of the report wizard. So click on the next button to move to the next step of the wizard. The next screen will ask you to group the data on the basis of any field. Group the data on the basis of any field. Since you do not want, so the data is transferred, then you have clicked on the next step of the report wizard. The next screen will ask you to group the data on the basis of any field, suppose maths. Since you do not want to group the data, simply click on the next button to go to the next step of the report wizard. So click on the next button. Select the section from the first drop down list, then click on next. Note, by default it will be sorted in ascending order. Select the tabular layout and click on the next button. Click on the format form, the list of the styles, and click on the next button. In the next step, wizard will ask you to give a name for the report. What name you want to give? It will ask you to give a name to the report that will be displayed at the top of the report. So that at the top of the report, the name will be displayed. Give a name and click on finish. The report appears. You can print the report by clicking on the file tab, selecting print, then making the required entries in the print backstage view. How to print, you know, so you can print. Remember, clicking on the report button in the reports group will instantly format the table query data in the form of report. So the report design option allows you to create report in the design view. So how to create a report, how to create a form, everything I have explained you in MS Access. Report is the printed format. Suppose you want to get a printed format, then you can click on report. Now one activity is given, page number 48. So children, that is your homework. You have to do that activity given in page number 48. While giving the answer key of this chapter, I will give you the answer of this one, but you can solve by yourself. Let's recall. What is a query? A query is a database object that helps you to retrieve, view specific information from the tables in a database. So query is a database object that helps you to retrieve and view specific information from the tables in a database. You can create select query. You can create select query using simple query wizard feature in MS Access 2020. You can also create queries in the query design view. In the design view, the query design grid is divided into two parts. At the top part contains tables on which the query is to be based, and the bottom part contains the design grid for selecting the fields and setting up the criteria. So in the design view, two types of views are there. You can also create queries in design view. In the design view, query design grid is divided into two parts. So the query design grid is divided into two parts. The two part contains tables on which the query is based, and the bottom part contains the design grid for selecting fields and setting up the criteria. So you can create a query in design view also. Criteria. Criteria determines how the records will be filtered, displayed in the query output. Now a form is a database object that allows the user to add, update, edit data in a table, one record at a time. Report is a way to organize and summarize data for viewing and printing. Report can be created using report wizard feature given on the reports group under create tab. Now terms to learn. Children, you have to write this terms to learn. Let's recall in your notebook. Query, a database object used to view selective data from a table query. Form, an interactive object that allows you to enter data in a table or database. Report, data from a table query presented in a formatted manner for printing. Relationship, a link defined between two or more tables and or queries. Criteria, a condition or a set of conditions that help to extract selective data into a query. So you have to write let's recall and terms to learn of chapter 3 in the notebook, and all the activity given on page number 48, the activity given on page number 46. So you have to do this activity in your book, and I will provide you the answer key of this chapter 2. I will provide you the answer key of chapter 3. There I will give all the activities. So children, your homework is to write terms to learn, let's recall, and the answer key which I will upload. You have to write the answers of chapter 3 in your notebook. Half of the students have not written chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have all the PDF, all the answer key has been uploaded. You can go to that section and check all the answer key has been uploaded. You have to write the answers of chapter 1, 2, 3. All the worksheet exercise you have to do, and the diagram, whichever diagram is given in the book, you have to do that diagram. So that's all for today. See you in next class.